What if I told you that a girl who grew up watching her father smoke crack became the richest female musician in the world, worth $1.4 billion? What if I told you she built that empire not from music, but from makeup? And what if I told you the industry said she was too black to succeed? This is the story of Rihanna, and what you're about to hear will change how you see success, beauty, and Caribbean power. Robin Rihanna Fenty was born on February 20, 1988 in St. Michael, Barbados. She was the eldest of 3 children. Her mother, Monica Braithwaite, worked as an accountant. Her father, Ronald Fenty, was a warehouse supervisor who struggled with crack cocaine and alcohol addiction. Growing up in Barbados should have been paradise. The island was beautiful, the beaches were stunning, but inside Rihanna's home, there was hell. Young Rihanna watched her father destroy himself and their family with drugs. He would disappear for days. He would come home high. He would fight with her mother. The violence was constant. Rihanna later said in interviews, "I would go to school with terrible headaches because of the stress at home. I saw my father's addiction destroy our family." Sometimes Rihanna would try to flush her father's drugs down the toilet to stop him from using, but it never worked. The addiction was too strong. The stress made young Rihanna sick. She developed terrible headaches that doctors couldn't explain. They thought she might have a tumor. They ran tests. Finally, when her parents separated and her father moved out, the headaches stopped. It was the stress, the trauma, the fear. It had been making her physically ill. But Rihanna found escape in music. She would lock herself in her room and sing. She would pretend she was performing on stage for thousands of people. Music was her therapy. At school in Barbados, Rihanna was a good student. But she wasn't popular. She was tall, she was skinny, she was darker skinned than many Caribbean girls who were celebrated as beautiful. In the Caribbean, like many places, there was colorism. Lighter skin was often seen as more beautiful. Darker skinned girls like Rihanna were sometimes made to feel less attractive. But Rihanna didn't let it break her. She knew she was beautiful. She knew she had talent. When Rihanna was 15 years old, she formed a girl group with 2 classmates. They would sing at school talent shows and local events. One day, a friend's friend, who happened to be a music producer named Evan Rogers, was vacationing in Barbados. Someone told him about this talented girl group. Evan agreed to audition them. The 3 girls sang for him, but Evan only had eyes and ears for Rihanna. He said, "This girl is special." Evan invited Rihanna to record some demo tracks. Rihanna's mother went with her to the studio. They recorded several songs. Evan took the demos back to New York and shopped them to record labels. One of those demos landed on the desk of Jay-Z, the legendary rapper and president of Def Jam Records. Jay-Z listened to the demo and said, "Bring this girl to New York. I want to meet her." In 2005, 16-year-old Rihanna flew to New York City with her mother. She had never been to America before. She was nervous, excited, terrified. When Rihanna walked into the Def Jam Records office and met Jay-Z, she was shaken. But Jay-Z was impressed. He said, "Sing for me." Rihanna sang. Her voice was unique. Her presence was magnetic. Jay-Z looked at his team and said, "Don't let this girl leave this building without a contract." That day, Rihanna signed her first record deal. But there was a problem. She was only 16. She needed her parents' permission. Her mother signed. Her father, despite all his issues, also signed. Rihanna stayed in New York and began working on her first album. She was living her dream. But the industry had doubts. Some executives said, "She's too dark, she's too Caribbean. American audiences won't relate to her." Others said, "Her look is too urban, she's not commercial enough." Rihanna heard the whispers, but Jay-Z believed in her. He told her, "Don't change who you are. The world will adjust to you." In May 2005, Rihanna released her first single, Ponder Replay. It was a Caribbean-influenced pop song that showcased her Barbadian accent and island vibes. The song was a hit. It reached #2 on the Billboard charts. Suddenly, America was paying attention to this girl from Barbados. But Rihanna's real breakthrough came in 2007 with the release of her album Good Girl Gone Bad. The lead single, Umbrella, featuring Jay-Z, became a global phenomenon. Umbrella was everywhere: radio, TV, clubs, ringtones. Rihanna went from rising star to global superstar overnight. Over the next decade, Rihanna dominated music. She released hit after hit. Disturbia, Rude Boy, Only Girl in the World, We Found Love, Diamonds, Work. She became one of the best-selling music artists of all time. She won 9 Grammy Awards. She sold over 250 million records worldwide. She became the wealthiest female musician on the planet. But in 2009, Rihanna faced a public nightmare. Her boyfriend at the time, Chris Brown, physically assaulted her the night before the Grammy Awards. The photos of her bruised face were leaked to the media. The world saw what he did. Rihanna was humiliated, traumatized. She had to relive her childhood trauma of witnessing violence. But Rihanna didn't hide. She spoke about it. She used her platform to advocate against domestic violence. She became a symbol of survival and strength. Years later, Rihanna said, "I lost my best friend. Everything I knew switched in a night. But I learned that I am strong. I am a survivor." Then in 2017, Rihanna did something unexpected. She launched Fenty Beauty, a makeup line. People were confused. Why is a singer launching makeup? Isn't that risky? But Rihanna had a vision. She had struggled for years to find foundation that matched her dark skin tone. Every makeup brand only had limited shades for black women. Rihanna said, "If I can't find makeup for me, then I'm going to make it myself." When Fenty Beauty launched, it came with 40 foundation shades. 40. Most brands had only 10 to 15 shades, and most were for lighter skin tones. Fenty Beauty had shades for the darkest skin tones. For the first time, dark-skinned black women could walk into a store and find foundation that actually matched them. The response was overwhelming. Women cried in stores. They posted videos online thanking Rihanna. They said, "Finally, someone sees us." Fenty Beauty made $100 million in its first 40 days. Within 2 years, it was valued at $3 billion. Other makeup brands scrambled to create more shades. Rihanna had forced the entire beauty industry to change. Then Rihanna launched Savage X Fenty, a lingerie line that celebrated all body types, all skin tones, and all sizes. Again, it was revolutionary. Again, it was a massive success. In 2021, Forbes declared Rihanna a billionaire. Her net worth was estimated at $1.7 billion. She was the richest female musician in the world. But here's the thing, most of her wealth didn't come from music. It came from Fenty Beauty and her business ventures. Rihanna proved that artists don't have to stay in one lane. She showed that black women can dominate business, not just entertainment. Today, Rihanna is a mother, a billionaire, a fashion icon, and a cultural force. She hasn't released a music album since 2016, yet she's more powerful than ever. In 2023, Rihanna performed at the Super Bowl halftime show while pregnant with a second child. She flew above the stadium on a floating platform, reminding the world who she is. Rihanna uses her wealth and platform to give back. She funds education programs in Barbados and around the Caribbean. She supports global health and education initiatives through her Clara Lionel Foundation. When asked why she works so hard, Rihanna said, "I come from nothing. I know what it's like to struggle. I want to make sure that girls who look like me know they can achieve anything." Rihanna's story teaches us powerful lessons. First, trauma doesn't have to define you. Rihanna survived abuse and built an empire. Second, being too black is a lie created by people with limited vision. Rihanna's blackness became her brand. Third, don't limit yourself to one identity. Rihanna is a singer, businesswoman, mother, and billionaire. Fourth, representation creates markets. Fenty Beauty proved that diversity is profitable. Fifth, your island, your neighborhood, your background, none of it limits your global potential. From hiding from her drug-addicted father in Barbados to becoming a billionaire mogul in America. From being told she is too dark to succeed to revolutionizing beauty standards for all dark-skinned women. Rihanna proved that Caribbean girls can conquer the world, that beauty has no shade limit, and that being yourself is the ultimate business strategy. So, what did you learn from Rihanna's story? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this story inspired you, hit that like button and subscribe for more incredible African and Caribbean success stories. Next week, we're bringing you the story of Usain Bolt, the Jamaican boy from the countryside who became the fastest human being ever recorded. You don't wanna miss it. Thank you for watching, and remember, they will tell you you're too much or not enough. Prove them wrong by being unapologetically you.